Hey, what's up, y'all? This is K Blaze. All praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And I'd just like to finish up 1CORINTHIANS chapter 7 that I was reading. The other day I had started it on my porch, but I couldn't finish, so I just want to jump back into that. 1CORINTHIANS chapter 7. How would I end on 12? But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother has a wife that believe not, and she is pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. And the woman which hath a husband that believeth not, and if he is pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God hath called us to peace. For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband? Or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife? But as God hath distributed to every man, as the Lord hath called every one, so let him walk. And so ordain I in all churches. Let me read that one again. 1CORINTHIANS chapter 7. Verse 17. But as God hath distributed to every man, as the Lord hath called every one, so let him walk, and so ordain I in all churches. Is any man called being circumcised? Let him not become uncircumcised. Is any called in uncircumcision? Let him not be circumcised. Circumcision is nothing, and uncircumcision is nothing, but the keeping of the commandments of God. Let every man abide in the same calling wherein he was called. Art thou called being a servant? Care not for it, but if thou mayest be made free, use it rather. For he that is called in the Lord, being a servant, is the Lord's free man. Likewise, also, he that is called being free is Yahushai's servant. Ye are bought with a price. Be not ye the servants of men. We'll read that one again. 1CORINTHIANS chapter 7 and 23. Ye are bought with a price. Be not ye the servants of men. Okay, you was saved by God. You was bought with a price of Yahushua's blood. Be not ye the servants of men. Brethren, let every man wherein he is called therein abide with God. Now concerning virgins, I have no commandment of the Lord, yet I give my judgment as one hath obtained mercy of the Lord to be faithful. I suppose therefore that this is good for the present distress. I say that it is good for a man so to be. Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosed. Art thou loosed from a wife? Seek not a wife. But and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. And if a virgin marry, she hath not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but spare you. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none, and they that weep as though they wept, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as they possess not, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. We'll read those two one more time. 1CORINTHIANS chapter 7 and 32. But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. Okay, and I just want to go back up here to, what was it? I think it was 17. It was 23. Ye are bought with a price. Be not ye the servants of men. There is difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman careth for things of the Lord, that she may be holy, both in body and in spirit. But she that is married careth for the things of the world, how she may please her husband, and fix up the house, and get the lawn looking green, and make sure we're never having an altercation in public, so everybody thinks we're just like the perfect model couple, and everyone will keep up with us like we the Joneses. Salaki. And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that ye may attend upon the Lord without distraction. But if any man think that he behaveth himself uncomely toward his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age, and need so require, let him do what he will. He sinneth not, let them marry. Nevertheless, he that standeth steadfast in his heart, having no necessity, but hath power over his own will, and hath so decreed in his heart that he will keep his virgin, doeth well. So, talking about dealing with purifying yourself, getting closer to the Lord, or devoting yourself to your spouse, or both together, doing it together. Nevertheless, he that standeth steadfast in his heart, having no necessity, but hath power over his own will, and hath so decreed in his heart that he will keep his virgin, doeth well. So then, he that give her in marriage doeth well, but he that give her not in marriage doeth better. The wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth, but if her husband be dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will, only in the Lord. But she is happier if she so abide after my judgment, and think also that I have the Spirit of God. So Paul's in Corinth to be like him, but if you're not built for that, if that's not part of your gifts that God has distributed unto you, then here's a good, calm, easy, safe way to do it, through the book, and receive blessings rather than curses. When we run out and get a marriage license, and we run out and get rings, and we want to swap rings, and we want to bring the priest in and have him explain it all and ordain it all, that's kind of silly, because the true marriage is two people coming together and consummating that marriage in Yahweh, in the Lord. When I think back to my relationship, yeah, when we had that first consummation, I basically, in my heart, was convicted that we was married. But being in this world, you know what I mean, and all this American stuff, had to have this wedding with the reception, and it's got to be here, and it's got to be under this and that, and oh man, what a bunch of nonsense. I don't even have any people to invite to a damn reunion. But, you know, my people did come in from the four corners. But you gotta analyze your situation with your relationships. If you can abstain, abstain. If that's your thing, go ahead. But don't let it mess your mind up. Like the rules for Catholic priests is all of them can't have a wife. You know, I don't know, there might be other rules or loopholes, but that's the last thing that I heard was the priest can't have a wife. But how you know every priest is going to be built for that? Okay? And who is the priest class? Where is the Levites? And I'm glad I could get through that. I didn't leave it incomplete. But, you know, when I got to go, I got to go. And I actually got to go now. So, peace and blessings. All praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom. Oh, whoops. Wrong button.